Hi friends, in our time together today, I'm introducing the Susato Low D whistle. Now you might be saying to yourself, Scott, I thought you already introduced the Susato Low D whistle. I have, but you see, this is a whistle I haven't played a lot, and this is a whistle where I don't feel like I told you enough about the Susato or played it enough, and so it's a whistle introduction that needs to be redone. So that's why I'm redoing it. What I want to do is we're going to talk about the Susato. I'll look at it, describe it physically. I'll play the scale on it for you to get a sense of the tuning, the tone, and I'll then play a couple of tunes and gab about a couple of things with the whistle, and I'll let you know where you could pick up one. Now remember, when you're buying a whistle, you're not buying a whistle just because somebody else likes it. You're buying a whistle because you like the characteristics of the tone, the playability, a lot of people, the grip. You buy a whistle based on volume, breath pressure requirements, the amount of breath required, all of those things long before you're worried about price. So please don't buy a whistle based on price, and please don't buy a whistle because I or somebody else said, hey, you need to go buy this whistle. This is a good whistle. It might be for you. This is also a whistle, and I'll say it again, if you're looking for a session whistle because of the range of volume the whistle permits. This should definitely be high on your list. So, looking at the whistle physically, the Susato is an ABS whistle, all ABS, tunable. One brilliant thing Susato's done, the tuning slide, that entire head and part of the body of the whistle is there. You just take that off. So that gives you the rest of the whistle. Fascinating thing. You could then, from Susato, this is the low D. If you wanted a different low whistle, you could buy other low whistle heads to go with the body. Thus, if you're after multiple whistles, making it less expensive. If you want, you can even buy a set from Susato of a body with multiple heads. So, one thing you should always do when you pull your whistle apart to clean it or something else, always keep your whistle clean. Make sure you line up that tone hole and the airway with the holes on the whistle. So that's great. So it has a curved airway, it's slightly blocked at the tone hole and at the blade there. The head of the head, the head of the mouthpiece is a little larger, which for some folks makes it easier to just lean it against their lips. Be careful just trying to take the whole mouthpiece, the whole head into your mouth. That it may take a little bit to get accustomed to it. When you order a Susato Low D, it comes with a thumb rest, and that's a nice thing, and a lot of people really like that. You can move it up and down, put it where you like. There is the tone stabilizing ring. That's particularly on a whistle. You'll see these on wood whistles, ABS, plastic. A number of whistles provide stabilizers there at the end, and that's very nice to have. It's a great whistle, plays easily, plays freely. It's plays in tune very well. Now I should talk about the hole size and spacing. The hole sizes are slightly on the smaller size, more like an MK Pro, for example. The Howard has slightly larger holes if you're thinking that maybe similar to like a chieftain or something, the whole spacing is not too uncomfortable, and so that's good. Now, one of the things is there's a good distance between the fifth and the sixth hole, and that's fairly standard, needing the piper's grip. But you can order, and I'll talk about this at the end, you can order a Susato low D with a key. Now, you can order the key, and like I have a Susato without it. I could order the key, but I'd have to send them my Susato to have them apply it, because it requires special tooling to apply the key. So you can't just order the key and apply it to your whistle at home. I may mention that again at the end. Reasonably priced for the great quality, nicely priced for the great quality of whistle that they are. So, with all that said, those are important things for you to think about, and that may be things that excite you or don't excite you about the whistle. So let me play a scale on the Susato low D. One thing I should have mentioned is the number 5 hole is a little larger on the Susato, actually slightly elongated, and that's clarified tuning. But my fingers are short and thin, and I have no troubles covering that hole. So anyway, a scale on the Susato low D. Yes, I did break into a little bit of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, just cause it's fun to do it. So nice tune. You remember, tone quality is one of the primary reasons you're going to buy a specific whistle. So being an ABS whistle, not just being an ABS whistle, this is designed to have greater clarity and volume of tone. So bear that in mind. And when I say volume, it's an impressive range of volume, even in the lower octaves. So I'm going to play so like some whistles, particularly with the slightly higher back pressure to leaning to higher back pressure, you don't have much range of volume in the bottom. And some easy blowers don't either. It's kind of hard, but that Susato's pulled that off. Gets a little fuzzy there, but you can really change the volume. That's on the low D. And when you get into the second octave, you can really ratchet it up. Like I said, you could play this as a session whistle, and for a low D, it's really quite impressive. So a couple of things I want to do. I want to play Return from Fingal for you, so you hear a tune. Now you may be thinking to yourself, Scott, I thought you said that's kind of like a session whistle and you played that quietly. This is not just a one-trick pony. So that's really, really great for us, and I appreciate that. about that feature of the Susato, that you could do multiple things with it. I do want to play slightly faster tune, not too much faster, Bonaparte Crossing the Alps, to give you a sense of responsiveness, and also because they'll get a little louder. All right, lovely. Good clear tone if that's what you're after. You could play it a little more quietly. You could really ratchet up the volume. I didn't ratchet up the volume too much because I'm in a smaller room, but you can, and I love that range. Now I realized I should add a comment on breath pressure and breath requirement. This is more of an easy blower whistle. That means you're not going to have to ratchet up breath pressure to play the top of the second octave. A little easier, but it has to be focused air, so you're not really going to have to pay a lot of attention to learning that. You will have to learn the top of the second octave, but it's more of an easy blower. But it's not an easy blower that has a massive airway that's going to require you to breathe every couple of measures. And so it's not an air hog, but it's also not requiring you to use a lot of breath pressure. So it's a really great intermediate, like easy blower, but not a breath hog whistle. So I like it. I like it a lot. And I should play it more than I do because I'm a huge fan of Susato whistles. And I think they're really great. And I only this morning realized they're just 3 hours from me. So I hope to pay them a visit one time. Maybe I could get that arranged. So again, the whistle comes with cork grease, a thumb rest, comes in a case. It's great whistle. The best place to buy it is from the Susato people themselves. I'll put a link in the notes to the video. Now, you might be watching this in the future and they might have another distribution channel available. So always shop around and see who's providing the best price. But the link will be to the Susato website and a link to this specific whistle as well. Now, if you're ordering it with the key, you're ordering the whistle with the key. And so it is $140.60 without the key and $175.60 with the key. And that's amazing. And I do want to see one of those. Like I said earlier, you could purchase the key. If you have, like my Susato, I don't have a key on it. If I wanted the key on it, you could purchase a key for like $30, $35, but I'd have to send them my whistle and they would fit the key and send it back to me. And that's nice, but just buy the whistle with the key. But again, it's just great. You could get the body, you could get multiple heads, and some manufacturers do that. But the Susato, clarity of tone, good session whistle, in tune, not a breath hog, easy blower. This may be the whistle for you. It might not be the whistle for you. It all depends what you want. And I appreciate a whistle that can be played loudly. I appreciate being able to play it here in my smaller study. So I hope this is helpful, my friends, in helping you refine your list of the whistles you might want from your final list of what you want to choose from. So I hope that's helpful. Please like the video if it's helped you. If you're brand new and just checking us out because you want to know more about the Susato, we have an amazing community of folks learning to play the whistle together. Please subscribe and join our great community of folks. Until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling, my friends.